Episode 6, Imposter Syndrome, Fighting Fears and Faking Confidence. Hi, I'm Jade.
And I'm Ellie,
And this is Really Fucking Trying.
a podcast where we talk about the ins and outs and ups and downs of running a small business and being creative.
On today's episode, we're going to be discussing imposter syndrome, fighting your fears and faking it till you make it. And we're joined in the studio by the fabulous Karina from Liverpool Leopard.
Yay!
Karina, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your business?
So basically, I hand paint all. I make a lot of stuff, but I hand paint everything. Homewares with a leopard print twist.
Gorgeous homewares.
Yeah, that's basically what I do. There's no other way to say it. My soul's leopard print.
You know your
It's
brand though
Marmite.
straight
Yeah.
away. You know when you see you
I haven't.
straight
Do you
away.
know what? When I first started, I had the way people have signs and what are them things?
Banners,
Runners,
yeah.
runner things. And I was like, I want to get one of them. And it's like, what's the point?
You
Yeah,
don't
you know
need
you
one.
when you see
No.
it, don't you? Yeah.
I'm wasting money. I know who I am, and I'm always head to toe in it.
Yeah, you are.
Like, yeah,
Very
those
much the
shirts.
brand,
Yeah.
aren't you?
So,
That in itself though is a good brand image, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
well, I don't have to I don't have to pay for jumpers.
Uniformy. type,
Yeah.
I'll just go wherever and pick something up. Do you know what I mean?
I have to. You see, I'm a beige bitch.
You are.
I'll put some colour in.
So is that a natural love of leopard print?
Basically what it was is I wanted leopard print dinner candles for my house. And do you know what? I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you where I was putting them. Now, I had somewhere at the time, and they were 28 quid for a pair. And I thought, I haven't got that.
Yeah.
And even if I had it, I'm not paying you that.
Yeah.
So one afternoon, I was watching The Witcher, second season, penultimate episode, and while I was watching it, I just got this, a pad out and different coloured felts, if you like, and just started doing it. So obviously I'm doing it, but I'm watching The Witcher, 'cause
Yeah.
it's, The Witcher. And I'm like, I looked down, I was like, oh fuck, look at that, I can do it. So then obviously done a bit of research into, because I wanted you to be able to burn candles. You can't just use a Sharpie, otherwise
Yeah.
toxic and stuff. So it just snowballed from there, really.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It's quite
so
nice,
cute.
that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just something that you saw a gap for then and just wanted to.
Yeah.
And it started off because you wanted it yourself, which is cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember when I started it. I had a bit of a difficult childhood. Mum and dad divorced when I was young. My mum had, what would we call them? No, I don't like saying problems. What is it? Issues? Well, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I was dead creative in school. Wanted to be a graphic designer.
Oh, wow, okay.
As I got older, I was clever, I was in top set for everything. I wasn't I weren't dead good, but I weren't naughty.
Yeah.
either. I was in between.
Medium.
Yeah, and then got married at 18, had my first son at 19.
Wow.
And I was just stay-at-home mum, which I enjoyed, and we had it all right. Normal life, going on holiday,
Yeah.
all that palaver. Then my youngest lad come, so got 2 boys 5 years later, because my first one was a nightmare. He was wild. He was wild. Great adult, by the way.
Oh.
And then I ended up going into a home furnishings business with a friend.
Okay.
But I should have said earlier, into childhood trauma. Do
Yeah.
you know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
So I started sort of working on that anyway, opened up Pandora's box. And that's when anxiety and all that kicked in. So I was seeing a healer, and he was healing me. He was a homeopath, but he was sort of like what you call it? Counsellor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a counselling session. Yeah, he used to say things to me, it's simple, but it's not easy. And I'd be like, what the fuck's he talking about? And all this trauma. Anyway, just before we opened the shop up, I just started having panic attacks. I mean, daily, they were rolling. I couldn't, just rolling into, I'd come out of one and be back straight back in. It was horrific. Went in the shop, I wasn't pouring into my own cup for a long time as well. And I thought it was for me, but it just wasn't.
Yeah.
I felt, you said, I felt like a fraud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just and I think that's where that imposter syndrome first come in.
Yeah.
Which followed by its best mate, knocked on the door, self-sabotage.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell. Fast forward to past COVID, I'd say. We had lockdown and what have you. I had a ball in lockdown, not gonna lie. My husband was working with my son. They were doing working for, it's now Every, isn't it? It was Hermes at the time.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
So they were out because everyone was ordering
Oh,
online.
I can
Yeah.
imagine they'd be busy, wouldn't they?
Oh, God, I had a ball. It was
Yeah.
like house to myself. And all that. And then fast forward to 21, my stepdad passed away, and I knew I was going to be in for a bit of a time with
Yeah.
my mum, which I was. That was just nuts. It was wild. That was May 21, and April 22, she passed away. But suddenly,
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't dying. She was ill. She'd been ill for years.
Yeah.
But she weren't dying.
Mm.
And then my mum was the type, we always used to say, me and my brother, she'll outlive everyone.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was that type of
Yeah.
person. And she just died. And I was like,
Not the way you think of it in
Yeah,
your head,
and
is
it's
it?
such a
No.
shock.
she'd like
isn't it?
take like 4
Yeah.
days to like take a last breath and that. I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds terrible, but that's what she was like,
Yeah.
sort
Yeah.
of thing. No, just died. And I was like, how dare you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, they're what I call a big death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just changes everything.
Yeah.
It makes you look at everything
Yeah,
completely
it does.
different.
Mm.
I'd already completely lost interest at this point. You're coming up to like 12 years, 13 years with the shop. My husband had put a lot of money into it, as my partner's fella had. We ended up buying the building, and I just felt trapped. I thought, I can't get out of this
Yeah.
because, you know, she still wanted to do it. I didn't. I'm letting her down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband, I'm letting him down. And I weren't thinking about me.
Yeah.
So when my mum died, it was like, nah, fuck this. Do
Yeah,
you know what
you've
I
got to
mean?
think
Yeah.
about yourself.
I'm not
first,
happy
yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
The anxiety had come back. It was constant. My auntie used to ring me every week, and I'd be crying on the phone and all that, and she'd be like, Karina, you've got to leave.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's all she said. And then my best mate area got chewed. And I realised all I'd done was fucking moan as well.
Yeah.
It weren't me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so my mum and dad, the April, comes to Christmas, we had 2 weeks off, and I just loved it. And as soon as I went back in the January, I just said to her, listen, I said, I can't do this
It
anymore.
made
Yeah.
you realise.
I'll help you, do whatever, get all the books and all that sorted. And I was due to leave in the March, and I left at 2 weeks in. I thought, why are you prolonging it? Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Christmas before we had the break, before I'd left, I'd managed to get all this stock together, just painting everything I could get me friggin' hands
Yeah.
on. So I had all my candles with the water-based acrylic so you can burn them without choking to death, as I tell customers. And they're like that looking at me, and I'm like, oh, Karina, you need a different pitch. But it makes them chuckle.
I love it.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I really like
You won't
it.
choke to death.
You won't
Like,
die.
yeah, I often put it on my story now and again, just a little reminder. And I'd done a local Christmas fair. Honest to God. That was my first pop-up market,
Wow.
whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. Jesus Christ, honest to God, where can I start? I'm just going to brush over it. Honest to God, it was dead clicky. I done all right there, didn't I? So, because I was speaking to my auntie, and my auntie used to work, and you won't know it because it's way before your time. It was called the Art Hub on Lark Lane.
I've heard people talk about
So
it.
my
Yeah.
auntie lived on Lark Lane and what have you, so she knew quite a lot, and she put me in touch with Pauline, who Liverpool Makers Bazaar.
Oh, yeah.
So in March 23 was my first proper market in Lark Lane.
Wow.
And
That's
yeah, I
mad.
done all right there. My best mate come with me. But he hasn't have a clue what I was doing. Pauline said you need to change your tablecloth. And I'm glad she done that because it was a bit busy and my stuff's busy.
Yeah.
You need just a black tablecloth top, Pauline. So that was that. I went there the next, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I felt free. I felt
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I felt like I could then tackle this like underlying anxiety
Yeah.
sort of thing, which I did do. I basically made mates with my anxiety because it's there to protect you in a sense.
Yeah.
Like when you get all them physicals of anxiety,
it's
like
for a reason.
heart racing,
Yeah.
that's your brain trying to protect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once you look at all that and what have you, you're like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got an injury in my shoulder blade in the gym. That still kicks off now and again. I could just be stood there and it'll twinge. And I call it's like my built-in alarm system
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, what am I thinking about? Where's my
Yeah.
head just gone? It brings me back in the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, cheers, mate.
Oh.
Fuck off now. Though. You know what I mean? Got stuff to do. So yeah, and then I ended up Makers Market done one in Croxteth Park. That's where I live. Like not in the park, obviously on the estate. And I thought, I'm going to go and do it. Anyway, I went there and then it's just snowballed from then. Yeah, I've just sort of gagged in different markets now.
Like you're everywhere,
I
you know.
know. Honest to God. So that was my first year. Last year,
Wow.
I was just everywhere. I won't be doing that again. Made some, question me life choices a lot of times, and that's your imposter syndrome.
You do, though, don't
And I
you?
think
Yeah.
anyone who makes any anything or creates anything has had it at some point.
Yeah,
And if
absolutely.
you say you haven't, you're lying.
Yeah.
And I'll fight you. It's funny because before I was telling one of my market mates I was coming here, and I went, "Oh, my chosen subject." Like I'm on what's that thing? Mastermind. That's what I should have done at the start, shouldn't I? Hi, I'm Karina. I'm 49, and my chosen subject is I went, "It's imposter syndrome." She went, "Think I've still got it." Me chuckled. I don't think everyone still has it. Yeah, it's mad.
But that's why. So we chose you for this episode because on your application you said that
we
you were the
loved
queen
it.
of anxiety.
We voiced out each
How
other
much did we
straight
talk
away,
about that?
and we were like,
we
yes,
just could
this is
not
exactly
believe
what we've
it.
been
I
up
know.
to.
Do you know what? I'm not like when you fill in about yourself. I was like, because I knew it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could sort of say what I wanted.
Yeah.
We hope everyone feels that way as well,
Yeah,
don't we?
we are
nice, we are
do.
friendly.
because it's dead relaxed and
Yeah.
rather than if you're applying for a really bougie market.
Yeah. We just loved what
We
you
were
said. Do you mind if we quote it?
So surprised.
I was the queen of anxiety and now I don't give a shite. Like you and me were just like,
fucking
yes.
love that.
Yeah.
But we genuinely I would never ever have thought that about you.
No,
because
we
you don't.
wouldn't. No.
Even what you just said then about how you haven't actually been doing the business that long.
Yeah.
You don't give that vibe at all.
No.
I thought, oh, she's always been doing this. She's so
No,
natural at it
no.
and confident at
Do you know,
markets and stuff.
I think what it is I've found me.
Yeah.
I've found my happy place.
Yeah.
Aw.
I've made loads of new mates and that.
Yeah.
People I never knew existed.
Yeah.
And they get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice
that.
little community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is that you get each other straight away. We've said
Yeah,
before,
and there's
haven't
no
we?
judgment
No,
either.
no.
Do you know what I mean? Which is always good because you've got to have the skin of a rhino to do this.
Yeah, you have.
You've got to do
You
them
have.
markets.
You have.
Yeah,
It's hard
honest to
sometimes, isn't it?
God.
So, just in case any of the listeners don't know what imposter syndrome is, it's basically this feeling of self-doubt and insecurity, and you believe you're not as competent or successful as you're kind of pretending to be. So basically that's what we're talking about today, in case you didn't know. And yeah, we've all had that, sadly.
Seems really common in self-employment though. But I said to you, didn't I, before we started, I was like, oh, do I really get that anymore? But then when I actually sat and thought about it, I was I think I'm where I am now because of imposter syndrome.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah,
even the podcast, we were like,
yeah, we were.
we can't do a podcast.
Yeah, we were
It's always I think what it is it's always there in the background. I think it'll grip you for a little tiny bit, and it's whether you let it continue to grip you, or you think actually no, I am.
Fuck off now.
Yeah. It's like when you have you heard to do mirror work?
Yeah.
Where you talk to yourself. That's be brushing my teeth and I look up and I'm like, you're amazing. People do it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and I'm like, yeah. Little as I'm passing, oh hi, you're amazing. Do you know what I mean? But but I think it's still there. Even November was great for me last year. December was absolute shite, and I done tons.
Yeah.
I done 5 markets on the bounce one week. No wonder I was imposter syndrome, and I'm like, you proper question your life choices.
Yeah,
a couple of times last year.
But we always say, don't we? It's the good with the bad all the time.
Yeah.
You wouldn't change it for the world, but there's still days where you think, what the fuck?
Why am I doing this?
Yeah. I remember arguing with my husband. I can't even remember what we were arguing over. And I was like, yeah, but I'm fucking happy. Screaming. And I was like, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, am I? I'm like, yeah, actually I am. I'm dead happy. I have found my happy place, definitely.
It is hard, isn't it? Because I think like my partner's, he's dead supportive, but he's also like, if you like it, why are you crying?
Yeah, is that practical, auntie? It's like, fuck off, let me just paint.
It's just hard.
Yeah.
We've all done it though, as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
I've been there cutting cardboard at 3 o'clock in the morning to do me prints, thinking, what the hell is my life?
Yeah, proper question your life
with
choices.
a half-eaten bag of chips on the radio.
Yeah, but it's like, what else would you... Well, I mean, this is my job. I'm making this my job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is hard. And even though I'm going into my 3rd year, I'm still new.
Yeah.
I'm still what I'd class as new.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just took to it like a duck to water, though. Do you know what I mean?
Because you've found what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
And it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I said to you, didn't I, Jade, though? I said that I didn't think I really had imposter syndrome anymore. And I was like, but no, I have got where I am because of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I've said before, when I dropped out of uni, I felt like a proper failure, even though nobody was let down at all. Everybody was like, yeah. But I got ill straight away after that as well. So it was like, you come out of what feels like a long time, even though it's not. It's because you're 21 that it feels like a long time. And I felt like I had a point to prove big time.
Yeah.
And I felt like I worked really, really hard, probably overworked myself.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I had a point to prove. Everybody's going to be let down by me. And I didn't even stop to think it's not about them, it's about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And I have to sit down and go, does drawing make you happy? Yes, we'll draw them.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah.
But I still feel like that now. Like I've mentioned a few times, like Kyle, my partner, pays most of our bills. He does the big chunk of it. But I feel like he goes to work, he works like 9 to 5, say, and then he comes home and like plays PlayStation or whatever. But I feel like I can't do that relaxed bit of the day because I'm like, no, because he's bringing home a wage in them 8 hours.
I'm like, I know exactly what that feels
Do you know what I
like. Because
mean?
my husband obviously he works and what have you. But so do I.
Yeah.
Because like I'm looking after the house and
Yeah.
and I'm trying to balance everything. But you feel like that. You feel like
I've got to work till I go to bed because I haven't done enough today.
Because otherwise, like my thing for this year is to get myself properly online. I've got like this little mini shop thing attached to my Instagram, and I just left it. I was like, I've done a big thing about it and all that, and then I fucking done nothing with it. There was bits on there, everything was always sold out because I didn't even have it anymore. It sold it. So my thing, that's what I've been doing, and I'm doing that first to get used to.
Yeah.
Because I want to bring money in. Do you know what I mean? Proper money, not like where it comes in and I'm like
straight back out
on like materials and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I have that problem as well.
Yeah, no, I like to
It's
know
hard,
exactly
isn't
how
it?
you
But
feel.
also, like, it's not just like letting him down. Like, I don't want to be reliant on someone else all the time either. But also, obviously, I'm very, very grateful that he's willing to do that, and I can do this as a job. But I just want to make some fucking money.
Yeah, but don't we all? Do you know what I mean? Honest to God, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. But people are still out there spending, they are.
So I struggle with insecurity a lot, like not even just in the business. I struggle with it in my actual life still as well. Like often I'm like, Ellie, do our friends like me? And she's like, yeah, they do. Like, how often does that happen, Ellie?
About 3 times a day.
Literally, I'm like, no, that's it, we're not friends anymore.
Do you know what it is? The way you because I have now studied all this and I said I made mates with anxiety.
Can you fix us today?
I'm not Paul Daniels. I'm not a magician, love. It's a weird one because when you're actually thinking that about, say, Sass, for instance, you're thinking because she's preoccupied, by the way, she's probably busy.
Yeah.
But your mind starts overthinking and goes into overtime. That other person's not even thinking that at all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's a situation, say, for instance, say you went to a gym and you're self-conscious in this gym and you're thinking, oh, they're looking at me doing weights. No one gives a shit.
No.
They're all thinking
the same thing.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just because of society, it's conditioned into your mind.
Your brain just fucks you over,
brain
doesn't it?
from when you're little. Because it was conditioned into your mum and dad's and your grandma and your granddad's, and it was into there, and it goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's just trying to break out of it, which is what I feel like I've ended up doing. I feel like I've broke the wheel, of thing on it all.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, sorry.
So like not only do I struggle with it in my life, I also do struggle with it in business.
Yeah.
Like not so much like the design side anymore, because I feel like I got to a stage where I was like, I just want to make things that I like. And since then I've been fine with that. But with like the business side of things, I always feel like I don't know enough. And I'm like faking it. And like when me and you met, Ellie, and you thought I had my shit together.
Yeah, I did.
Do you know what I mean? I panic that people think that about me because I don't at all. Like,
but no one has.
I don't.
Yeah,
No, I guess not. Yeah. But maybe they do.
No, I just remember my healer saying to me that life's just like a big stage and we're all just actresses on it.
I like that.
And I was like, yeah, so you can put that mask on now and again. We all do.
Yeah.
What you thought? I've been doing it for years now.
Yeah. I've been very shocked by you today.
Yeah. It's something you don't consider either as well, other people's impressions of you. You just you don't, what they might think you might not comprehend in a million years.
Yeah. That's the same thing where you're thinking, oh, they're thinking that about me. No, they're not. They don't give it a second thought.
They don't give a shit about you.
No, it's not that. They just
they haven't thought about it yet.
But we're all doing the same sort of thinking. It's bizarre, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's where you can let the anxiety grab you then, sort of thing, through it all.
You almost sort of think it's all about you, don't you? When actually it's not. It's people going around living their lives that
haven't thought about it once.
I know it's hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you do think and you're overthinking, and it's only that I looked into it all properly.
Yeah.
Bit of advice: don't believe your thoughts.
Yeah.
Don't believe a word you're saying to yourself. Honest to God, it's all lies. But it is just to get you to jump into that fight or flight, and it's like, actually, no, I'm fine. Thanks, but fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'll say, because I'll still get that little tinge of anxiety, and I'll be like, say, oh, hi.
Not today.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Thanks for popping in and, you know, thinking you're protecting me. You're not, fuck off. And that's how that's how I've managed to do it anyway.
I love that. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is creative people though. We all seem to have this habit of doing that to ourselves.
Yeah,
as well.
and I always remember at one point I had loads of support and everything around me and, you know, great mates and the family and all that and blah, blah, blah. But I've never felt so lonely in my life.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Because you think you're the only person in the world
that's ever gone through that.
Yeah, and it's everyone.
Yeah.
Even Ethel behind you in the queue in the Asda, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't get spoke about enough. It is now more so, especially after COVID and all that, because
Yeah.
that, like, fucked a lot of people.
Yeah. So we've had a couple of people have written in, not with questions per se, but more of a like, can you discuss this? So the Alt Creative and Planchette Place have asked us if we can discuss comparing yourself to others. So I struggled with this a lot, again, like with the business side of things more than the design side of things. I'm always like, such and such has got like such better marketing than me, or they're better at social media. But it's hard. And then like, again, like we were talking about the other day, Ellie, like you compare yourself to like, oh, they've had so many orders today, or...
A lot of people seem to resonate with this from the first episode. And it's horrible because you want to feel like happy for them and you are happy for them.
Yeah, you are. You're dead happy for them, but you also want to make money, don't you?
Yeah, and you sort it's that, what am I doing wrong?
This manifesting thing you say.
Yeah.
Manifestation, obviously, is a huge thing now. It's always been around, don't get me wrong. I thought I'm shit at it, you know. I'm proper shit. Like meditation, I can't meditate.
Yeah.
I'm bad. And then when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, but you've manifested where you are now.
Yeah.
And you've got a fucking magical life. Because
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't swap it for the world.
Yeah, it's
but
exactly that,
with the comparing of others, you're made up for them.
Yeah.
But there's a part of you that's like, well, why aren't I doing that? This is...
But have you noticed
Imposter
that when
syndrome.
you can be having the best day ever, you can have loads of orders going out, you could have had a boss market.
Yeah.
You don't post about it because you're too fucking busy. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And then I end up missing the wins completely because I'm too busy working through it.
Yeah.
I had the best summer that I've had in business last summer. Like it was amazing. But I was too busy.
You don't take the time to appreciate
And
it, do you?
eventually I did take the time and put it on social media. I thought, I've just had a boss few months.
Aw.
I know, I make sure now I do that. So if I've done a market, like I've done a market Saturday, it was all right, but I love that market.
Yeah.
That I go, that particular market. I love all the people and what have you. So I always put a thank you up.
Yeah.
It's on my story. If anyone reads it, I know I've put it out there.
Yeah.
I know a few people who boss social media.
Yeah.
And I should just say to them, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people, but there is a few people out there who won't tell
You
you.
want to gatekeep. Yeah.
Yeah, let's like
Yeah.
turn it in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's
There's
not-
room for everyone.
Oh,
out
do you know
there.
what I hate? Social media. I'm only on Instagram. Small businesses. Now I'll rant about this. This pisses me right off. This, you know, this like it makes me angry. Small businesses who follow you, so you follow them back,
And then they unfollow you. Yeah.
They unfollow you.
It's
So it makes it
sneaky,
look like they've
isn't
got
it?
loads
Yeah.
of followers. I don't give a shit how many followers I've
No.
got. Because the majority of my followers are my
A
customers.
genuine, yeah.
And they're my customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bought something off
Yeah.
me.
I
so-
used to really worry about followers in the early days, and
I
now
did.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
even know
did.
what I'm up to now, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I care more about sort of seeing people I like on my page
Yeah.
and things like that.
And like having genuine interactions with,
Yeah.
with them.
yeah, just people that I actually give a shit
And that
about.
want to follow you, not
Yeah.
just for you to follow them back.
Yeah.
That burns my head out.
Yeah.
That. Especially small business. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
have you got to gain from it, really? It means nothing.
It is cheeky.
It is cheeky. It's not a
Why-
strategy
why-
either.
Aren't you supposed to be supporting each
Yeah,
other?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not a strategy either. It doesn't
No.
work.
I know.
You're just going to get flagged as spam.
Yeah.
You do shit like
Yeah,
that all the
literally.
time.
Well, there's a woman on Instagram, Muchan Brass, she's called. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's got this other account now where she's helping people with social media. She's called Pink Gorilla Media.
Okay.
And she'll just talk about it all. And she was saying the other day, you know, when you've got these like black accounts following you, go through and delete all them because they're causing
Oh,
you bother
really?
more
Oh,
than
okay.
anything.
Oh, okay.
So she said she'll go through her follow. I mean, she's got tons of followers, like,
Yeah.
but she'll sit there, she said, on the couch and she just goes through,
Wow.
does them bit by bit.
Yeah.
All them accounts that are sort of dormant and that she said
Yeah.
get rid of them.
Oh.
She did explain why you'd have to follow them.
That's a good tip,
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
actually, though, because I just
I
sort of
think, you
ignore
know, especially
them.
with
I
all
don't do
these
anything.
algorithm things
Yeah.
and what have you, I think it's got something to do with that.
Yeah.
She did explain,
That's
but
good
yeah.
to know.
But back to comparing people, you do.
Yeah, you do. It's hard not to.
It is.
But you hate yourself for it as well, at least I do.
Yeah.
Because I
I
just
don't,
think,
I
why
don't
can't I just be
personally
happy for
compare
them?
myself. I am dead happy for people, but a part of you does go, why isn't that happening for me?
But I always think, like, I don't think, what are they doing right? I think, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've got it right there, actually. I think it is.
But the majority of them, if you went to them, how did you do that reel or whatever?
Yeah. Most people
probably
will
go,
tell
do
you.
you know what, it's dead easy.
Yeah. When somebody says that they've had a really good month as well, sometimes I think I don't know anything about their circumstances either.
you
The last
don't.
6 months could have been fucking shite for them.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know their profit margins.
I don't have
Why do I feel bad?
expectations.
Yeah.
I never really have. Like, in my first year, as long as I made my table money back, that's what I used to say to myself. But then it's like, but you're not aiming higher, are you?
Yeah.
But then when you aim a bit higher and you do shite,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Big
soul
enough,
destroying,
isn't
isn't
it?
it?
Yeah.
But there's people who won't go back to certain markets because they'll do it a couple of times. Don't get me wrong, if I've gone to a market and done really shit, I will sort of give it another go.
Yeah.
After that, that's it.
Yeah.
But it's depending on the time of year and what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people will put videos up or they'll put a post up and they've got like 25 fucking Jiffy bags.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to like.
Just
do
one
that.
order would be great.
Yeah. I still haven't had one on my little shop, but that's because
Oh,
on.
yeah.
No, I
Maybe
have
get
put
some
one
products
there.
on there.
Yeah, I know. Well, I put my submarines on there before.
Oh, did ya?
But it's keeping on top of it. It's just getting
No,
me.
it's hard,
to get me
isn't it?
used to.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might be at this time next year, Rodney. A millionaire. Might I?
We said the very same thing last night,
Yeah,
didn't
we
we?
did.
Did you?
Yeah.
With your
Like-
silly little pink
Yeah.
things. I love that, you know.
That means it's time for our Q&A.
Yay! You hate it so much.
I do.
You make me sad.
I don't hate the questions. I hate the space you pull.
Okay. It's because I look directly at you.
It is.
So, this is just a little segment on each episode where we answer some questions from our Instagram followers. So, the first question that we've got today is actually from Karina, who's in the studio with us.
Hi.
So, she asked, and we thought it'd be, obviously you're here, so it's a bit silly, but we thought it was perfect for this episode.
Yeah.
So, you asked, why is imposter syndrome and self-sabotage best mates?
Yeah, they are.
And they are. They really are. But why? It just completely fucks your brain over, doesn't it? As soon as the imposter syndrome sinks in, you don't want to do anything because you think you're shit at it all.
Yeah, and then you're there at the door. Just as you're getting over that imposter syndrome, you're getting your head back together.
It's a vicious cycle, isn't it?
You hear that little knock at the door. You open the door. Hi, self-sabotage. I'm here. Room for a little one, isn't it? And you're like, okay, so no, I am brilliant. What I'm doing is brilliant, and I've got that to do. And self-sabotage like that, filing the nails, and they're like, what you doing there? Leave that. Don't be doing
Shite.
Don't be doing that. Go off and fucking do anything else. Go neck a bottle of cider.
No, it's true though. Like, so about a year before I got my shop space in the Red Brick Market, I was at like a normal market, and this girl who was trading next to me was like, have you got a shop in Red Brick? And I was like, no. And she asked me why, and all I could think to say was like, oh, my work's not good enough. And I really like cringe at saying that now because I'm like, she probably thought I was either pathetic or like fishing for compliments, and I wasn't. Like, I genuinely just thought, oh, I couldn't do that. Like, that's what like real businesses are doing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'd have heard you say that. I'd have given you a good smack.
I know you would. But I just thought like there's so many opportunities I missed out on because I thought, oh, I can't do that. That's too.
Yeah,
That's big and scary. I'm a little girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it is, and it's like, my stuff shit.
Yeah.
No one will buy it.
Yeah.
I went into Red Brick for 6 months. I didn't do well in there.
Didn't you?
But I think it's because I weren't there to explain what I do.
Yeah.
There was a million signs up explaining what I do.
People don't read
People
them.
don't read.
No one's
No.
reading them. I used to have a sign on my table saying everything's hand painted.
Yeah.
And I'd say to people, because that's my pitch, the only thing I've got, everything's hand painted, and they go, "What is it?"
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off. So I took that sign away. I thought it's pointless.
I do the exact same thing. I've got a sign. My banner says hand drawn. I've got a sign on the table that says hand drawn. I've now got stickers on every single print that say hand drawn.
Yeah.
And people still come up to me and go, "Do you take these photographs?"
Yeah.
And it's a compliment.
Yeah.
But I'm also like,
Fucking read it.
Oh,
They just don't. They won't. They
Yeah.
don't read it.
oh, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah. Did you stencil this? No. I wish you did.
Yeah.
Take me,
Yeah.
quick hour up in
Yeah.
my workroom, and then the rest of the day doing what I want, eating grapes and that on the couch. Do you know what I mean?
It's the idea
That's
with-
what we do, isn't it?
Yeah.
In between.
It's the
downtime.
idea with me as well. That they think, obviously, I haven't taken those photographs because I'm drawing people who've died before I was born. And I'm thinking, I just met loads of people. But it's the idea that they think I'd just rip off a photographer and
Yeah.
just copy and paste their fucking pictures
Yeah.
into a print. And
It is a
Yeah.
compliment because your stuff is amazing.
It is good.
So that it does look like a photograph.
It is a comp that I feel a bit.
It's like, how
it's
many
the fa-
people have you met? You've met a lot of
I
them.
know,
You've had
met
a
a lot of
lovely
people,
life,
haven't
haven't you?
I?
Interesting.
Shouldn't you be living in a penthouse?
Exactly.
Eating grapes.
Yeah, eating grapes on the couch after you've stamped your stuff.
Doing a market on Seal Street.
Yeah. Okay, now.
No, but I'll be honest. I one of my worst traits is I do get in a habit of really obsessing over the small stuff, like stuff that just doesn't matter at all. And the worst thing, worrying about things that haven't even happened.
Yeah,
That's
that's anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxiety's looking ahead. We're all fortune tellers, that's what we do.
Yeah.
But if this happens,
Yeah.
it hasn't happened, it probably won't.
Yeah.
That's just anxiety.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite good though now, and it is the older I get, I think of snapping out of it, of recognising this in myself and going, stop it.
Jib.
And do you know what? What I always think and what helps, I go, Ellie, you're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are just wasting time. Nothing's getting achieved here.
Well,
You're
someone
just gonna
said
feel
about
like shit.
one of my market mates had said about someone had said to him about anxiety. If you're going to do something, you get it twice. You get it before you do it because
Yeah.
you're thinking about it, and then you get it when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Why would you put yourself through that? That's
Yeah.
nuts,
Why are you
innit?
doing it twice?
Yeah, you do it twice. Why would you give yourself anxiety twice? That's fucking mental. So now, as you said, with the little thing, you start thinking, and I just snap. I'm like, no, ta-da, there's the door.
Yeah, it's nice when you get to a point where you can do that because, like I say, with me, it's time, and I always say, Ellie, you haven't got time and you're wasting it. So that's when I sort of go, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will admit, self-sabotage in the past, massively.
Yeah.
But before I started the
Do you
business.
know what I done? And I done this last year. I'm crying, laughing at myself, you know. Fucking hell. I read somewhere. Now, I might get this wrong. There'll be a million crystal people bouncing on the door. Is it malachite? Malachite? I didn't mean to say that. Malachite or malachite?
Malachite. I think.
Malachite. Are we
think
going
so.
with
I
malachite?
think, yeah.
I
Yeah.
read somewhere it helps with self-sabotage. So even up
okay.
till the middle of last year, I was like a drug dealer going round friggin' markets, weren't I? So when I'm like at my store, so you know when you get like go for a little quick nose, but like that's on people's ears. Any malachite, love. Fucking no one had it.
With your trench coat on.
Yeah. Any malachite. That's all I kept saying. And then I found it. We were in the lakes, and there's like this big crystal shop there, and they had one bracelet, and I bought it, and I was like, oh yeah, and all that was too fun, big on me and everything. Did it do any good? Couldn't tell you. It's only a bit of self-sabotage because I'm like, oh, this can't be arsed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not a different thing, sort of thing.
But I do think I've developed bad habits as a result of that because I think, again, with the self-sabotage thing, I think that's probably linked to an addictive personality and I have got that as well. And I've got some very naughty habits or have had as a result of that. But I also do think that in order to do this and be successful, you have to like yourself.
Yeah.
You have to because you are your business and your
You've
business
gotta
is
show
you.
up.
Yeah. If you go into this running your own business, selling your own products, and there's still that self-doubt there, the foundations of that business aren't strong enough.
Yeah. A couple of times I've gone to markets and I haven't shown up there properly. And then that's when halfway through the day, that imposter syndrome will be like,
Yeah.
I'm here. Because you're like, my stuff's shit.
Yeah.
No one's buying off you because your face is like a slapped
Yes.
ass.
Yes.
I struggle because I have not got a poker face. I've been married 31 years and that was announced to me about 5 months ago. By my husband pointed it out. Now, I never thought I had a poker face. Right, get on this. Going to our local restaurant, goes past the Betty where he goes in, knows them all. And I was like, oh, is blah in there? Who I know. And he, no, it's Thingy, bad Evertonian. I said, is she? Yeah. He went, yeah, you can't say nothing to her. You know, anyone at the counter mentions Everton to her. She kicks off and all that. And I went, oh, shut up, does she? Yeah, hasn't got a poker face. He went, bit like you. And I went, what? Anyway, we carry on walking because it's like next door but one to this restaurant we go to. So we sit down, he's like, right, what are you having? I went to over there. I said, put that fucking menu right down. I said, let's talk about the fact I haven't got a poker face. And he went, you haven't? And I was like, oh my God. And since he's mentioned it, it's gone worse.
It's because you're
I am
fuming.
dead aware of it now. So I'm at a market. And you know the way some people go, it's not their cup
It's
of
the
tea.
face they pull sometimes, isn't it?
So
You
I'm
just see
trying to
everything.
control my face. I'm trying to like down on people. Thanks. And I'm trying thinking, I don't know how many times I've wanted to kick my table over because of other people. What's that about? So when you said that woman said, oh, it's a bit art school. I take it as a compliment. But you focused on that one thing. Don't want to chase after and pull her by a pony. Cheeky bitch, you know how long that took me. Hey, have you ever had, here's one for you, have you ever had people offer you a lower price?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And like
yes.
haggle with you. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that about? I
It's
had it.
fucking rude, is what it is.
I was in the bombed out church having the fucking greatest market ever. I'd sold loads of stuff. And you know the way I've got the set of 3 submarines? I had one left because I will sell them separately. I do like sell them separately. And it was the little one, 15 quid. Oh, and it takes me forever to do that. My brother designed the mould. No one's got them. They're unique. I love take a tenner. I went, it's not a fucking car boot, you know what I mean? I couldn't help it. And I've had it happen again since. It was another bloke. Will you take that? And I went, no. It's like...
It's so rude.
Would you, so tell you what, John, for instance, you're on 14 quid an hour. Would you work for 7?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Would you go into Primark and haggle with the
Would you go
staff?
into John Lewis, I always say.
I had one once and I had to laugh because it was in quite a posh, money area.
That's why they've got money, love.
Yes, I know. But like
it is.
Me greeting cards are £3.50
Yeah.
each. He said, how much are they? I said, they're £3.50 each. He said, what would you do me for 2? I said, 7 quid.
Yeah. Funny, aren't they?
I had one bloke though at a market and I remember my dad's face because my dad was on the stall with me. So my biggest print, which is 15 quid.
Yeah.
He loved it. To be fair, this fella who was flicking through them and he said, are these 15 quid each? I said, yeah. He said, oh, what would you do with me though if I bought like about 10? And he said, what would you take off? And I said, everything but my socks. And my dad's face, couldn't believe I'd said it afterwards. I was like, I was only joking, I'm sorry. It wasn't appropriate.
Yeah. You've just got to laugh at things like that, though, because I'll make like, I have to forget, not everyone's got my sense of humour, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, two of them almost like elbowing them, and they're like looking at me, and I'm thinking, all right then, no poker face, by the way. Oh, it's hard work, them markets are hard work, aren't they? I love them.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Selling online is great. When people order it's great, sending it out and, getting a review. But markets, I do feel like I do get so much more as well.
Yeah, I do.
And I feel like that helps with it as well because you meet other traders and you realise that we are all in the same boat.
Do you know what? So, say for instance, the night market's a good example because she won't open them doors till 5:30, will she?
Yeah.
So we're all done, say, by about 1:15. And at that precise moment, every single person in that room is in the exact same position.
Yeah.
You're all vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're all putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Should I read the next question because I know this lady?
Yeah, go on.
So the Glad Satsuma asked, how do you decide on pricing to stay both competitive but also make it worth your while? I don't want to price out customers, but I also want to make a little profit if possible.
So I'm probably not the right person to ask on this because I make very, very little profit. So what I do, you're going to shout at me, I think.
I'm just going to look away from you because I feel like I won't like it.
So what I do is I read online that you're meant to times your cost of your materials by 2 and then add on your hourly wage for whatever it's. I don't know if that's right, but I do that, but I don't add on an hourly wage. So I just times whatever I've spent by 2 and then charge that, which I don't feel is right.
No,
by the looks on both your faces, I don't feel is right.
Like, I can't charge for my time. I don't put my time on because you wouldn't be able to afford me.
Yeah.
Because it takes, what's the minimum wage now? Is it 11.50, 12
Yeah,
quid?
I think it's going up to 12.
Let's say it's 12 quid. I'd outprice myself.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But the thing is, what I do now as well, I can get several items done in that hour. Because it's all painted, I've got to wait for it to dry.
Yeah.
So I don't...
But you can do the first stage on loads of them.
I can do that, and then I'll go back to... So I can't do that. I can't charge hourly. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard, but I got, to be honest, the advice that I did women's organisation training during lockdown, and they were really useful. So I do know my exact profit margin for each product, whether I'm selling at a market or whether I'm selling on Etsy, because obviously there's fees on top of that as well and postage. But they encouraged me to be really realistic about the amount that I should expect to sell in a month. Add up my total profit from that and go, is that enough? I don't do this full time, but I do it alongside a part-time job.
Yeah.
But is that enough for it to make up and be equivalent to full-time employment? So they just encouraged me to be really realistic.
Wow.
Not to say, I'm going to sell 40 big prints in a week, because I'm not.
Yeah.
And then they said add 10% either side for inflation as well in the years to come. So I did that. The only thing that I did underestimate underestimate, which I'll admit, is how much postage will go up.
Yeah.
I'll admit that I fully underestimated that.
And
I
they've
didn't think...
just been it with that EU thing now as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, Christ, yeah.
Just as Karina decides in December, right, now what I'm going to do next year is fucking sell all around the... Yeah, not in Europe.
Just to the UK, probably.
They've made it so complicated now. But I do shop around as well for things where I can. So obviously on my prints, that's non-negotiable. No matter how much they up the prices, I'm still going with that supplier. I love them, they're great. But for things like envelopes, cellophane, cardboard, shop around, get the best price. Buy in bulk if you can.
Stock
I
up
try
when
and
it's
do
got,
that
like, a
as
deal
well,
on, yeah.
So where I can cut, I will, but not on the quality of the products. That's absolutely non-negotiable. But I think as a result, I have got quite a good price strategy, and I try and do something for everybody as well. So the smallest thing that you can buy off me, which is the 6x4 print, they're £3 at market.
Okay.
See how I've done it as well as when I was in Red Brick, my price was my price. But if you bought 2 of a certain thing, I'd do that at markets.
Yeah.
But with me pillar candles, it would take me so long to do.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because Soft Ass started undercoating them, didn't she? Otherwise, they would take me longer because the paint wouldn't flick and stick.
Yeah, okay.
So we undercoat them, then obviously put the image on, and then I'm doing the print, and then charging £7.50.
Yeah, for hours and hours and hours of work.
And I just thought, I'm not doing them no more.
Yeah.
And I didn't sell any for a couple of months. And then what did I sell? After moaning about it, fucking all the candles. I'm made up like, but I'm going to still do the dinner candles because that's what I originally started with. And they've always been popular.
Yeah.
But sometimes, it's like plant pots. I do plant pots, but they don't make greatest seller.
Yeah.
What was Soft Ass buying before she come here? Fucking plant pots.
Yeah.
Honest to God, Karina went the stairs like that before. To put next to the 3 I've already got that are painted. That's got to be some sort of fucking syndrome, hasn't it?
Coming into
Dickhead
spring, though.
syndrome.
Coming into
Yeah,
spring.
people will
That's
want
what I've
plant
got.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
No, but I am, with pricing, it's one of them, you've got to be confident as well. If you wince when you tell people your pricing, they are not
Do
going
you
to
know
buy
what
from you.
I done? And there was a few people doing it. We discussed it. What I used to do. Say they bought a few items and it comes to like £32. I go, that's 32, is that all right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I do that.
There's
Do
a few,
ya?
yeah.
I
And
even
when I
do,
said
like-
I done it, someone else went, yeah, you do. You ask people if that's okay.
I even do like, oh, I'm really sorry, that's...
Oh, no,
I
no.
know, I'm fucking terrible.
No.
I know.
That's your own self-belief, that.
I sound like a tight bitch, but even when people ask for discount, if they're spending, do you know what? If they're lovely and they've spent loads and they've been really into it, I will knock a bit off. I will, just because it's been a nice interaction.
Yeah.
But people who ask for it, my back is up
No.
automatically. I don't like
Because
it.
you wouldn't do, you won't do,
Yeah.
you don't do it.
Yeah, it's rude, isn't
It's
it?
not a fucking car
I
boot.
just say to him, listen, I'm a girl, I've got to pay for insurance, got to pay for the
Yeah.
table
Yeah, but
fee.
stop explaining yourself as well.
Yeah,
Just
you
say
shouldn't
no.
have to.
Yeah.
This is what another thing I'd seen the other day, because like different like accounts I'll follow, and I'm like, yeah. It's like, let's make saying no a normal thing.
Yeah.
It should be.
Just no. Like, I'll give discount to traders.
Yeah.
And it varies depending on who it is. No, it does.
love
I'll
that.
give it a genuine 10% off.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I'm like a little bit close to.
Yeah.
But like Soft Ass here bought a frame off me. It sent me too much money. But thank you.
Where's more?
Said it was me tip.
Oh.
You tip your small businesses.
Yeah.
If you tip taxis and hairdressers,
Right,
you
no,
tip
are
small
right.
businesses.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, but it's dead hard. You've got to believe in your own products.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You've
you
got
have.
to.
Yeah, you've got to be so confident as well when you give them that total.
I do take
Yeah.
into consideration with mine as well. It's a bit hard. You might find this, Jade, because you don't say get one bag out of one piece of material. You'll get a few
Yeah.
out. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so it's
Don't
hard to work out what you've actually spent.
Yeah, it is with me. It's dead
But like
hard.
with paint.
With the
and-
paint,
yeah.
it's like,
How can you
it's like, oh,
possibly-
right, so, because Phil used to do this to me when I first started, so how much is that cost? And I went,
Don't know.
oh, 25, £2, 25, la, la, la. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I know what you mean, though,
Yes.
because I do charcoal drawing, and
Yeah.
I don't know how much fucking charcoal's gone into that.
No.
Probably a fucking shit ton, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
how do you work
But then
out?
another,
Yeah.
how do you work it out?
Yeah, you
Do
don't
know what I
work-
mean?
yeah.
If you're buying it in
Yeah.
in bulk as well,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Yeah,
hard,
it
isn't
is
it?
a hard one.
So even that, like even the bit that you can work out is a guess, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you've just got to know where you can, the price of your materials, and absolutely not go underneath that, because to me that's not a business.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
no.
You're just doing
You've
favours.
got to, I'd say you've got to at least double on it.
Yeah.
Some people are willing to pay it and some people aren't. And
That's fine.
it doesn't matter.
No, you just
Your
want for
people
them.
will find you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you can have a varied product range as well, it does help.
Price-wise, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
started doing smaller prints so that people who, you know, perhaps didn't have £15 to spend on a print, because obviously not everybody does,
Yeah.
do they?
Yeah.
You know, but they still want something, they can just get a
Yeah.
smaller
Yeah,
print, and that's
I've got
great
all,
then,
but
'cause
I've
you
got
appear
my
to-
price range varies. It does.
Yeah, where you can, I think that's probably a
important,
good
isn't it?
tip, but not everybody can.
Yeah,
And
but if
that's
you can.
fine.
I remember
Yeah.
talking to one of my market mates and has a good market and what have you, and she's like, and I never ask people how much they took because it's not no one's business, it's only theirs. And I just said to her, I'd had a really good market, so I went, can I just, like, she does jewellery, how much? And I went after the specific, I went like, write it down there and push it under the table. She went to took over £1,000 and I went,
Oh, wow.
fucking hell, is right. I went, I love that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I haven't got a fucking grand's worth of stuff on my table.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's
That's
mad,
the
isn't it?
thing. Sometimes when people tell you, we talk about
Yeah,
this quite a
'cause
lot, about
obviously,
tell you
yeah.
the total, and you think, I don't know their profit margins.
No.
It
No,
makes
no,
odds.
you don't.
don't.
And it depends what they're selling stuff at
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
If you're selling like things at fucking 20 quid upwards
Yeah.
and you've got stuff for 50 quid or 35
Yeah.
and that's, you're going to make a lot more, do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Exactly.
But then exactly you don't know their profit
No, you
margins
don't.
It's,
and
or it
stuff.
doesn't mean the number in itself. If
No.
you're just telling, doesn't mean anything.
No,
really.
no.
Doesn't mean a thing.
No, but yeah, yeah, someone will always buy your stuff.
Yeah.
Your person will.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing, isn't it? There's no bad thing to be niche either.
No.
You know.
Charge whatever you need to charge.
Yeah, charge. Yeah, and be
I
confident.
always ask myself, is a good one sort of thing, what I'd pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can be
Yeah.
a bit frugal, but if it's something I want,
Yeah.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the trader as well. Like sometimes I'll be oohing and ahhing and something, and the trader will just take a shine to them.
Yeah.
So it automatically makes me more inclined to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said that to me again at Young Traders with the judging. She was talking to me for ages, one of the judges there. And she went, "You're very shy." And I said, "I'm quite new to this." And then she went, "But when I get talking to you, you're great." And she said, use your personality as part of this. So we try and do that a bit more now. And that's part of the reason I want to do this as well.
Yeah.
Maybe people will think, "Oh my God, shite," but at this point, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's something I've learned, especially over the last 12 months. Don't take anything personal.
Yeah.
Don't kick off. Don't.
You're not
Just
everyone's cup of tea, and that's
Yeah.
all
Don't.
right.
It's hard not to when it's something that you've made and
Yeah.
what have you.
Yeah.
But and take that into life as well. Don't take anything personal.
Yeah.
It's normally a reflection of themselves.
Yes.
you
That's
know?
what
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
And just don't give a shite.
Yeah. If
know
someone's
what I
made a
mean?
dick comment to you, they've made it
So
to
I
somebody
heard
else, they're
someone
just
say
a
on there
dick.
Sunday, and she was only a young girl with a fella. I was stood back having a ciggy in the corner, like fucking no one could see me, and he had to go tack, and I was like, you cheeky bastard. Yeah.
That's so rude.
I have a mate called Spencer, and I always take the piss, and I might get it printed on my banner one day. But his mum's my best customer. She's got her own file in my tax return. She's brilliant.
Yeah. Nice.
Shout out for Bev. But he said to me, his idea of giving me a good review was, "Oh yeah, she's great. My mum's got loads of her tat," and I might put it on my banner. Genuinely, I still debate it to this day.
Yeah.
He thought that was a massive compliment.
Yeah, it is. Well, I'm not saying yours is, but yeah, that's what we're doing. We're selling our tat, aren't we?
Ooh, yeah.
This is why we're still fucking in market.
Yeah.
We're not multi-millionaires.
You've got to laugh though, haven't you? And
Oh,
I
you've
do
got
find
to.
it funny. That's why we
Got
want to do
to.
the whole episode, don't we, about like things
Yeah.
that people have said to us at markets, because
Yeah.
the general public are just fucking hilarious.
No, honest to God, the general public, the majority of them are sound. Some of them are insane.
Yeah.
Rather insane.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's mad.
I feel like I'm a magnet for them as well.
And then I'm like that with my poker face. It's me face.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Can't help it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for today. Mark it in your diaries. In 2 weeks, we'll be bringing you loads of funny stories about when things go wrong from our own experiences and from our Instagram followers. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram. You can find us at Really Fucking Trying, and you can also message us on there with any topics that you'd like us to cover. And if you fancy joining us for a chat, there's a guest application form in our bio. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.